Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Around the Sound Sports, a podcast where I give you the sights and sounds of student athletes in and across Federal Way, Kent, Auburn, and Renton. This week's episode, we got a couple of soccer games, a baseball game, and we'll get into those. But first, be sure to subscribe here on YouTube, like this video as well. Check out our other episodes from weeks before. These episodes go up every week. Follow us on Instagram at Around the Sound Sports Pod, where we'll post clips from this episode on that Instagram and like and share those. I appreciate the support that everyone has put in to those clips. That's a great way for me to get feedback on what the viewers want, what you guys like. And we'll keep putting those clips out as long as these episodes keep going out here on YouTube. With that being said, we'll start out on Monday last week, April 13th, where Kent Meridian got a big win as their soccer hopes for a league title stay alive as they beat Auburn Mountain View 2-1 at French Field. It was the second leg of two between Kent Meridian and Auburn Mountain View. Auburn Mountain View won the first one 3-1, but this time Kent Meridian does enough in the first half to score 2 goals. Davia Martinez picks up 2 assists for the Royals, and they were able to hold on 2-1 against Auburn Mountain View.
Like tonight, there's an opportunity. Auburn Mountain View is good. They had opportunities. I thought we had better opportunities, and we had shots off the post, just skipping a little bit wide. So I was happy with that. It's tough to defend those last 20 minutes when you're just dumping it, but, happy everybody kept their heads. There was no stupid fouls. And if you can keep Auburn Mountain View from getting free kicks up in here, you're doing fine.
That was head coach Brian Gabert talking about the win for Kent Meridian. Going early as Davia Martinez drove down the right side of the field early and often for the Royals, and he sent a cross in the 9th minute across the goal, and Delano Valario was there to put it in the back of the net and kind of stun Auburn Mountain View a little bit. Auburn Mountain View had been struggling. They had lost to White River, so their unbeaten streak was over. But Kent Meridian and Auburn Mountain View always play back and forth games. It's really competitive. It's a really high-level game. And Kent Meridian took advantage early in this one, and it wouldn't be until right before halftime when the next goal went in, and guess who was at the center of it? Davia Martinez. Kent Meridian took that 2-0 lead into halftime thanks to Martinez, and here is head coach Brian Gabert just talking about how good Davia Martinez is and what he hopes he can do as the season progresses for Kent Meridian.
It's amazing. I wish he would score. Because I want him to get that taste, because it's like he sets himself up and then they go wide. It was like, but everything else is just beautiful. It's so fun. He's a special player.
Auburn Mountain View wouldn't go quietly into the night as Benji Toscano scored his 3rd goal against Kent Meridian this season in the 63rd minute with some good hold-up play from Chase Binion, who's able to dish the pass to Toscano for the goal. But Auburn Mountain View was without a big piece in Benjamin Yetbarak, one of their central defending midfielders for Auburn Mountain View. He had picked up a red card after the final whistle against Todd Beamer, so he had to serve a suspension, and he was sidelined for 3 games. This was the 3rd game of that suspension. He was clearly missed, especially in the first half when Kent Meridian got their 2 goals. Yetbarak would really be in that mix, picking up Martinez and the attackers sitting in front of the goal. And here is head coach Don Gleason talking about how difficult it's been or was to try to manage playing without a talented player in Yetbarak.
And tough without him. I mean, he's like our orchestrator, so we've been having to figure some things out. But I think one of the strong things about him being out is we've had to figure things out without him. Ian has stepped up tremendously. Ian Knox. The second half we put him in the mid, and that changed the game. So we got to figure out how we can get him off the back line, because he's like a game changer.
Toscano picks up a goal. He was really close to on a couple other chances, but Auburn Mountain View just couldn't quite get that equalizing goal late in the second half. And here's Benji Toscano talking about just the atmosphere that the Kent Meridian Auburn Mountain View game brings in the league season, and even, if possible, in the postseason.
This game is very important. I always look forward to this game. Like I said before, I lost the club teammates on this team. we all like fight for this win. Like it's a big win for in the league. You know, it's always gonna be a battle, and like even like when I graduate, it's still gonna be a rivalry.
Kent Meridian picked up 3 huge points in terms of the standings. They moved up to third, 1 point behind Decatur and 3 points behind Auburn Mountain View, as the Lions still are holding on to first place in the NPSL, but Decatur's right on their heels, and Kent Meridian picked up huge points in terms of the 3A NPSL title race. Kent Meridian took down Todd Beamer 4-1 in their next game later in the week, and they take on White River on Tuesday to continue their NPSL play. And Auburn Mountain View defeated Enumclaw 1-0 with Yit Barks returned to the lineup. He had their 1 goal in the win, and they will take on Thomas Jefferson on April 20th. And we'll head to Thursday on the baseball diamond, where Auburn took on Mount Rainier in the second game of their 2-game series. And Auburn was on a 5-game skid, looking to turn things around towards the back half of the league schedule. But Auburn just could not quite find a way to cool off the Mount Rainier bats, as Mount Rainier put up 21 runs and beat Auburn in 5 innings, 21-5 on Auburn's senior night as well. It's now the 6th straight loss for Auburn, and they were right in it in the first inning. It really seemed like this game was going to be back and forth, especially after the first. Mount Rainier had a 3-run home run to take the early lead in the top of the first, but then Auburn responded with 3 runs in the bottom half of the first inning, thanks to Chase Rankin and CJ Baxter, both recording RBI doubles. But in the top half of the second, Mount Rainier scored 4 runs to take a 7-3 lead. But then Auburn kept it up. They put up 2 runs, and it's 7-5 going into the third inning. It might have been a high-scoring game, but Auburn was in it nonetheless. But Auburn really struggled in that third inning. They gave up 7 runs. Auburn would not score for the rest of the game. It was 14 unanswered runs for Mount Rainier. They scored 7 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and then 3 in the fifth. It took 5 pitchers for Auburn to get through this game against Mount Rainier. They gave up 21 runs, but only 12 were earned off of 5 errors from Auburn fielders. If those errors, if they just cut those errors in half, they're probably still in this game. They don't lose via mercy rule, but just not enough good luck went the way of the Trojans as they lost their 6th game in a row. But on Saturday, they were able to respond and beat Federal Way 12-0 to snap that losing streak and get back in the win column. And now we'll head to Friday, and we'll go back to the soccer field, where Auburn Riverside took on Tahoma as the Ravens looked to turn their luck around on the pitch, but were not able to and fell 2-0 to the Bears. It's been a tumultuous couple of weeks for Auburn Riverside as new head coach Peyton Behrens has taken over, but Behrens has been in charge of this program since day 3 of the season this year, and it just has been a rough go of things in his first couple of weeks at the helm, but he's hoping things can kind of turn around, and here he is following the loss to Tahoma.
Do all the little things right. So I think that we're about to hit our stride. The second half of the season is as crucial as it can be. And our guys are starting to figure it out. It took us a little bit. We had a slow start, but I think that, we are looking forward to a really promising second half of the season.
Tahoma got a goal in the first half. Kind of an unlucky bounce. It ricocheted off a couple of Auburn Riverside defenders, but then found the back of the net. And then in the second half, Tahoma got a late goal in the final 10 minutes of the 80 minutes. But the defending was good for the majority of the game from Auburn Riverside. And here's Behrens talking about his defenders.
We had a big game plan to try and pick up 10, make sure somebody knew where 10 was at all times, and I think that was the only 10 seconds of the entire first half that 10 was open, and the ball just happened to find him. So I think the back line played really well tonight. They look good.
It's just one win in their last 8 games for Auburn Riverside as they continue their 4A NPSL season, as they look to kind of battle and find their way, and Behrens turns this program into what he wants it to look like. They're looking to find more juice in the attack for Auburn Riverside, and here's Barons talking about that final third of the field where Auburn Riverside kind of has been struggling a little bit this year.
More, and he's not the loudest guy on the field. He goes about his business, and he kind of leads by example. But he's electric. He's a great player, and he's maybe got one of the best left foots in the league. Ashton Riggs, we kind of are throwing him everywhere. Number 16, playing up top. He's playing in the center mid. But when you have a guy like that who's a former Sounders Academy player, you kind of expect him to lift the group. And the craziest part with the offense right now is that Gil Barajas has been hurt almost all season. Right. So we've really been missing Gil for a lot of this season, and he's such a pivotal part, a senior striker into this lineup.
Auburn Riverside, with the off-the-field issues that their coaching staff has had this season, looks to continue to be close as a team. That's something that Barons really respects about this group, is how focused they are on their play on the field and being that family that their need at this time. And here he is talking about just how close this group has become over the past few weeks.
This group is so cohesive. They are the most together unit I've seen. They're blocking everything out, and they have each other's back. They're making sure that everyone's taken care for and accounted for. This group of guys, that they're such a likable group of guys, and it's infectious.
Takes on Kent Ridge on April 21st as their league season winds down, as the calendar just has 5 regular season games remaining for the Ravens. And that'll be it for this episode of Around the Sound Sports. Thank you to everyone for listening. I appreciate the support on our social media, on Instagram and on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Like this video, send it to all your friends and family. Follow us on Instagram at Around the Sound Pod, and also be remembered to subscribe to our papers, thefederwaymirror.com, auburn-reporter.com, Kent Reporter, and rentonreporter.com. We as local journalists really appreciate our subscriber support, and subscribing is the best way to support us and what we do as we continue to give you the information that you need to know what's going on in and around your community. Thank you everyone for listening, and I'll see you around the sound.